Where is it at and where can you take it?
Right.
You know, if it starts off bad, I can make it okay. If it starts out okay, I can make it good. If it starts out good, I can make it amazing. You
Right.
know,
But
like
someone said like
that's
you
the
give
kind
it
of
like
range.
one letter grade higher, right? Like that's like the
Well, ideally, that's where your value comes in.
right.
It's like because you're able to do something that they can't do. I can maybe do 2 or 3 letter values higher.
Mm.
And really, if I wanted to put in the effort and they were okay with it, like say if I wanted to do drum replacement and things like that, or all kind of stuff, like I could, and I could probably take it to another level. But at a at that point too, it's not their record anymore; it's my record, and I've learned that just because I know how to do something, you know, or this is my opinion, and yeah, maybe it's rooted in working on music constantly for the past 15 years, it still doesn't make it right,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, and
You
it's
you
still
talked about like letting go of perfection, I think at the beginning of our
right.
conversation of like
Hmm.
maybe that was in the previous like little bit that got deleted. I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
you know, you said like, you know, I'm not trying to make everything sound perfect. I'm just trying to embrace it for what it is. And
Right. Yeah. So you have to separate the ego out of it. You know, I came to that. That's from dealing with labels.
right.
So what'll happen is a label will send you a record and they're like, hey, here's the reference. You're like, okay, cool. When you start mixing, you're like, this is going to be the greatest mix that the world has ever known. You know, I'm going to use this reverb and I'm going to do this and this. I'm going to automate this. And they'll come back to be like, yeah, it sounds really good, but it doesn't sound like the reference. Can you make it sound like the reference? And you're like, oh, I just spent 16 hours mixing this record, you know?
Yeah.
And it happened over and over and over. And I'm like, yeah, but listen. And they were like, yeah, no, you listen. We are paying you money to do
Right.
what we want you to do.
Right.
And after maybe I think that was like the first 5 or 6 label records I did. And after that, I was like, okay, we're gonna give them what they want. And when I started giving them what they want, you know, it was easier. And
Right.
the records still did well, you know, it wasn't like the records weren't doing well. The records did fine. And so I was like, okay, well, my opinion doesn't matter as much as I think it does,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I looked at it as not a bad thing. It's not what Kevin wants to do. It's not this is how Kevin does it. It's you're providing a service, you know,
Yes.
you're doing this
It's
in a
their
way
record.
that it's their record. It's not my
Right.
record.